Hello, it's Angela here from Stamping Beauty in Christchurch, New Zealand. Hope you're well and have had a good week. It's so cold here in Christchurch today. Nature of the beast, I guess it is winter, but you know, I wasn't quite dressed for it when I went out, but never mind. Still trying to warm up. So tonight I thought I'd show you what I'm going to make. I was thinking about it and I thought, do you want to know or you don't want to know? So you can comment below or later if you decide that you would rather know or not know. I thought just see how we go tonight. So this is the card here, and I'm using the new cloud cover, and I'm using the Impressions Abloom stamp set and dies. So I just love this set, so I thought use both today. So I've got just a plain white card base. So that's that. I'm going to pop that, I'll leave that so you can stay in the corner potentially until it gets in the way. Oh, hi Chris, nice to have you here. Thanks for coming along. Hope you've had a good day. So I'm just going to pop that in here and bring in my machine and bring in the plates. Has it been cold down your way? It's definitely cold here. I'll just run that through. Hopefully not clunk too much. I love this embossing folder. And actually I've just put my order in for another one, the damask one. I thought that just would add to my collection perfectly. So that's that, just that little mini corrugated. It's lovely. So I'm just going to, now I've lost my card base already, pop that. Oh, you had a beautiful day, lots of sunshine. It was a bit dull here. The sun did come out, but yeah, it was just cold. I'll just put that on. I just find with this, with it being corrugated, this needs an extra little bit of time to dry. Yeah, that's all right. Pop that to one side, and then I'm going to do this piece here. So I'm using Fluid 100 because I find that really takes the colour well. And let's see. Let's pop that on here. Because what I like to do is I like to put the colour onto the paper and then die cut it, because I find if you die cut it then you're going to get some sharper edges, and I try to avoid that. So do that. I've just got one of the small brushes and I'm using Strawberry Slush. So I do want to keep it quite light. As you can see, it's not the full strength. So it just, I say this every time I do this, takes patience, which is something I don't always have. But I just want to, I did want to keep that lighter in the middle. I didn't succeed very well, but perhaps I'll try a bit harder on this one. So it really is just being patient, just adding that ink just slowly and building it up and trying not to get any clumps, although it doesn't matter too much because of the where the flowers are. If you get a clump behind that, it doesn't matter too much. Alternatively, I have flicked some water on it, so just to give it a bit of interest, so that might hide a few little idiosyncrasies. So if you subscribe to my newsletter after the Facebook Live, which is tonight if I can, things go well, I'll send it out tonight or the next day or two, because tomorrow's usually busy, but I send out my newsletter and it has all the instructions on how to make this card and all the metric measurements. But with something like this, all the elements will work as they are, because these are, you know, this is the size. On an imperial card, it's just the card base that will differ. Oh, hi Anita, nice to have you here, thanks for coming along. So I'll just get a bit more colour out here, and it does sort of seep into the card too. Just a bit brighter. I think that's, just see if that is, oh yeah, it's a wee bit darker. Let's get that. And what else? Oh, I've said this before, but if you're in my team or you purchase product over $50, the Global Ink Collective, you get the 12 tutorials, which are present and past artisan design team members. But if you don't, you know, live in New Zealand and you'd like it, or you live in New Zealand and you like it, if you live anywhere, you can purchase it for $22.50 New Zealand. So I probably should have said that. I think that's, maybe just want to go out to the edge a little bit more. It's surprising how much stays on these brushes. You know, I clean them out. I do clean them quite a bit, but some people say, oh no, don't clean them, leave them. But so I left them, and then they were just getting need of a clean. Oh my gosh, they just took so much ink came out of them. Couldn't believe it. And I've shown this on an Instagram reel, but when I clean them, I use a makeup cleaning. It's like a silicone mat, and it works really well to get the ink out. Right, so I'm just going to run that through. And the plates look terrible when I see them on there, but they still work. They still felt really flat, which is a good thing. Right, so we've got that. There's a bit light about down there, but I think that just adds a bit of interest, doesn't it? So that, I'm just going to flick it with some ink, and I'm just going to get a clean water painter. Nothing worse than just make sure some water comes out of there, and flick that on. Just want it to put it onto this block so I can see. Oh yeah, it is coming slowly. So I want some decent blobs on there, and they will develop. You can use your heat tool just to get it going a bit if you want, but otherwise it will start to work. So I'll just set that aside to dry. So watercolouring I haven't done for ages, so I'm just going to have some of my tea. I made a cup of tea before I came. So I'm going to do these in cloud cover, and I've got some more fluid 100, and I've got some cloud cover ink that I've popped on there, and my water painter. So I just want to get some water colour onto these. So this is for the centres and this is for the flowers. You could do the centres differently if you wanted, but I sort of wanted to keep the colours, you know, not add too many colours in. So I like to just add the colour like this. Just just to try and get variations without it being too uniform. But that isn't, when I start drying it, it will help. I'll just get some bit more. Just feel like I haven't done watercolouring for ages. I don't know why, because it's fun. Just to add a bit. So what I'm going to do is dry that. So just bear with me while I'm drying that. And I'll hopefully move the water around a bit to get a bit of variation in colour. So it's not, oh hi Lucia, nice to have you here. It's not as much variation as I like. Sometimes I like to have a bit more, but it's still a bit. I've already done some for the green leaves. I had that left over, so I'll use that. Oh hi Nicole, nice to have you here too. I'm just going to have some more of my tea before it goes cold. Nothing worse than cold tea. Right, so I'll bring in my little mini one. And oops, do the leaves. I've already got one cut out that I had spare. So if you don't like variation of colour, then just use cardstock, the plain coloured cardstock. This is Gran Apple Green. But I just love that it looks variegated. And then put this on here for the flowers and the middle bits. And I do want to get a bit of that white where it hasn't totally coloured. Just line that up. Center. So I need to do 2 of each of these, so run that through. So lots of gorgeous options with colours. Any colours would look great. Get that going. And we've got a joining special on at the moment. I've had 3 lovely new people join my team in the last 2 days, which is fantastic. It's always exciting, and someone totally new as well, which is great because it's lovely to share that excitement all over again with somebody else. That one there, might just pull it over there to get a bit of that white in, and I might just tuck. Oh, actually, no, I like this one better. Just pop that on there. Just tuck that on there. Yeah, so the joining fee here in New Zealand, if you spend $189, you get $361 worth of product, which is amazing. So I mean, I always think it's a great deal anyway, but it's even better when there's a special on. So if you do live in New Zealand, would like to join our team, we'd love to have you. Right, I think we're sorted. So, I don't know how it's not quite ready. We'll just leave that a little bit longer. Glue. Just put a little bit of glue in the middle. That one on there. I don't know if there is a right or wrong way with that, but I don't think it matters too much. And what I might do is I can do the sentiment and the bow. So the bow is a double bow, and I know I do this a few times, but I'll do it slowly, so so if you do want to try it. So you just have your tail down here and then do a loop. Just tuck it under your thumb, and I think that's about how big I want it. And then another one here, tuck that under my thumb, similar sort of size hopefully, and then another loop here and another loop here. I think I've made them a bit big actually. Hold on, try again. That's a good thing, you can keep going backwards and forwards. Let's see how long that tail is there. About there. So the loop, third loop, fourth loop, and then you take this piece and you wrap it around the back, and then you take this pointer bit and you, I always put my finger in there, you pop it in that loop that you've just wound around the back. Oops. Pull it through. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then that's why I put my finger in there and pull that tight, because otherwise they'll shoot in that way. And then you've got your bow, and you can just move that along. It's really easy to adjust. Hey presto. Gives it a bit of interest. You could do them singularly, but that's just a quick and easy way to do it. Right, get rid of that cup of tea, that's finished. So that's that. I'm going to do the thanks. We'll do that now. And then that huge bit of this is strawberry slush to match that, match the strawberry slush on there. So just emboss that in white, which you can't go wrong with. I inked this up the other day to give it nice and fresh. And I'm going to fussy cut that. No, oh, that looks right. It doesn't take too long to fussy cut. It's reasonably. It's a bit, sorry, you probably can hear that blowing. It's a bit thick, but anyway, it'll be fine. So we'll just give this a whiz up, won't you see? I don't know, I'm not totally happy. I think it's just I think with the new, I'm going to do it again and not put so much pressure on that KS end. So I'll just, that looks a bit better. That's what I try and do in the classes too. If anyone's not happy, you know, you want to go away and feel like you're still a bit thick. So that will be okay. Just give that a zhuzh. That's definitely better. So cut that out and just quickly whiz around there. But if you're not a fussy cutter, you could find a die, use your trimmer and do something a bit straighter. Or if you don't want to stamp a sentiment at all, you could do the ephemera pack, and you could probably even add strawberry slush ink around the sentiments. on the white background or in it, colour it in. Lots of few options with that. Close to the bone there, but that's okay. Right, so done with that. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring this back in, and it's pretty much dry. It's just that one. Oh, that's all right. So now I need to adhere it to here, and because these are all going to be on dimensionals, I'm just going to glue that as well. Oh, I know, it's the best, isn't it? So good to use and gives such a great background. Maybe just down a wee bit. Just hold that for a moment. So what I'm going to do is put my big block on. It's handy for that. And then I'm just going to turn these over and put a dimensional in the middle. And I know I say this, the reason I leave just one in the middle is so that when I can tuck these leaves under without them interfering too much with anything else. So I've got 3 of those, and I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of, I could use the minis, but otherwise just half, oopsie, taking it with me, half there. Up there, and out of the way. So that can just go, want that sort of up in that corner over there, and just about, I think that'll be okay there. And then these can just tuck under there, like that. And I noticed that other one was tucking out quite a bit over the side, which is, oh, there is a wee bit of leeway in the envelope. So down there like that. So that's that. Now glue dot for the sentiment. I always just like to roll that up with my take your pick tool, tuck that in there. Tuck that down there in the groove, and that was nice and even. And then put my thanks on, and that doesn't, just needs some dimensionals there and on that side. So, and because it doesn't interfere with the flowers, I don't need a double layer, which I often do. Right, just make sure that's, and there, make sure that's straight-ish. And what else? Oh, just these iridescent pearls, which I love. Put a big one up here, a small one here, and see, it's coming off. It's and another big one down here. And that, it just, I think what I'd like to do, I want to splash a bit of something else onto there. Oh, I know, I've got this strawberry slush marker, so I'm going to try and get some in the background here. Which, you know, hindsight's always a wonderful thing, isn't it? So I'm going to just pull this back. This is my fabulous masking technique. just flick a bit. I just think it needs a bit of something bright, not too much. And then I'm going to, you probably can't even tell, you're thinking, what is that woman doing? This feels a bit like it needs something else. So it's amazing what you can do with scraps of paper, isn't it? Just tuck that there. Oh, you think you will? I know, I've used it a lot. I really love it. We have had something similar, but I didn't get the same use out of it. I don't know why. And then I'll just put a bit of pink on there. And I think this looks like it's too much of a straight line. Sometimes you do that and you think, I should have quitted while I was ahead. But anyway, I think that's okay. And then the other thing I thought, so I don't know if you can, if that's showing up very much, that bit of pink in the background. It adds a little bit, it's not quite so flat. And then I had a thought, Wink of Stella. And I thought I might just add a bit of that on here. Didn't do that on the other one, but I just think that will just give it a bit of glimmer. Which I'm not sure if that shows up either, but if you have Wink of Stella, you know. So, oh yes, you can, yeah, absolutely. So that's it there. So I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but yeah, it does add a little bit of, so you can see the difference between those two. So that's me for tonight. Thanks for coming along and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you make one, tag me. I always love seeing what everyone makes, especially if they, you know, are inspired by anything I make, and change it up. That's always good to get some ideas. I hope you have a great crafty week, and I'll see you back here next week. It'll be June, so yeah, another month behind us. So take care, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye.